always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Fun program lined up over the next 3 hours. How about this? The Iceman, Chuck Edel, coming up bottom of the hour. He ran away with last year's version of the Friday Night Football Invitational here at Circa. He hit a tremendous percentage of his bets. We'll go over a couple of NFL win totals and one college win total that he likes on the program. Mike Palm, the maestro, for a full hour, Paulie. You're stoked about this today.
Oh, yeah. Got a lot of material. He's got a great story from the World Series of Poker, too. A little Kasuf talk. It'll be interesting.
Oh, speech talk, huh?
Speech talk, speech play. Speech play, don't ban me.
Jeff Seeley on the program. Best bets of the 3M Open coming up a little bit later on today as well. Every team now is in training camp in the National Football League. We'll go over some season-long player props in about 15 minutes with some pretty sound analysis that you can find right now on vsin.com. We'll begin, Paulie, because today we had a plethora of day games in Major League Baseball and a couple games going on as we speak, a couple games that just got started anyway. And some of those that are in the books already, well, I mean, to me, you can kick dirt on the grave for the 2025 Atlanta Braves. They are finished. They are cooked. Put a fork in them. They are done. They got absolutely smoked today with Spencer Strider on the mound and Justin Verlander, his opposition. And Verlander did not have a win on the entire year. He was up to 70 pitches through 3 innings. He was walking the ballpark. Did not allow a hit. Braves could not touch him. And meanwhile, the Giants rocked Strider, and Verlander picks up his first win. That, to me, is like they're waving the white flag at this point. A horrendous display today by the Atlanta Braves.
Yep, he ended his 16-game winless streak. That is bad. Add insult to injury. They beat your brains in again, and then he finally gets a win. So I'm with you there, and I think another one is going on right now in Colorado. 4-0 Rockies on top of St. Louis, and I would expect a fire sale with the Cardinals as well, as they'll wave the white flag too. So I think that's, we knew about the Braves pretty much, but this, St. Louis was still about, are we in it? Are we out? What's going to happen? Cleveland saying, hey, let's go for it. We're playing good ball. St. Louis now looks like, I mean, it's not going, they're not going to go anywhere, and now you're going to get beat, and Colorado could win back-to-back series for the first time in a year.
Yep, no doubt. Cubs getting pounded as we speak against the Royals, 8-2 there. Do you know what the Royals were to win the series?
Yeah, sure.
Because they're about to take it down now.
Yeah.
And so you have that. Now, the Cubs won yesterday. Matthew Boyd was awesome yet again. Brewers got beat. Great game. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy on what happened last night with The Miz after the game here in a minute. But Cubs won last night. Brewers lost. Back to even now in that division. But now Cubs are getting blasted today. Brewers quickly with a 2-0 lead against Luis Castillo and the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
So that playing a little flip-flop here.
A little surprising because Castillo's been great. 3-0 with a 1.46 going back in his last 4 starts. And no shame in what happened yesterday. Gilbert was good. Raleigh goes deep, and that's it. Tough one to take. But the big story is what happened with Miz. And if you got there, at least you got there with the K props. But that's going to be something to look at moving forward now. But this would be big if they can win today and take the series, yes.
Yeah, 3 2/3, 64 pitches, 7 Ks. They're like, we've seen enough. Get him out of the game. They want to save his arm for the stretch of the season, the back end here, and then into the playoffs. So he's going to be fresh because he's basically never pitched this much in a season in his entire career. And he's out there throwing 100 miles an hour with so many of these pitches. Well,
that's one thing. To me, this reeks of Strasburg Part 2. I hope they don't do that.
Oh, they can't, Paul.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. You can see it coming. They better not do that.
So you explain yourself then. They make the playoffs and
make
maybe
a
even win the division.
Sorry, that's it, yeah. Nah, we're going to wait. His future's so bright. I don't care if we make the playoffs or the World Series. We'll have plenty of No, you don't. Ask Dan Marino. That's what Marino said. I'll get to the Super Bowl every year. I got there my rookie year, piece of cake, no problem. I mean, this is an organization that, 1982? They haven't made the World Series. So
I want you to run that by Mike Palm coming up next hour.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it feels like it right now. They can say, well, we're just going to maybe go 4 innings as a start, and then we can ramp them up once it's playoff time, whatever. But I can see it coming. That'll be like, wow, he's got a bright future. He throws so hard. Well, we'll wait on this, and who cares about the playoffs? We'll worry about the.
Do you know what the national reaction is going to be if the Brewers do that?
Yeah.
Because it was, how many years ago was that with Strasburg? Now like 15 years?
Yeah.
And it was a gigantic deal back then. Mm-hmm. So
it's huge.
Yeah, here is the manager of the Brew Crew, Pat Murphy, last night talking about the decision to pull out rookie Jacob Misiorowski.
Yeah, I thought he was very good. Electric in the first inning, and then, it came down a little bit. And by the 50th pitch, you could see his velo coming down, and you could see, that he hadn't been out there in a while. So I was very proud of what he did. I mean, this is a young kid who's had a lot coming at him, and then, didn't give up anything, and really, I felt like did a really nice job.
We're in Ohtani territory now as far as props now moving forward. And thanks to the viewers and listeners out there who were sending stuff in while they were talking about it with the reporter during the game about this is what Milwaukee's going to do now moving forward with them. But now it's like, well, what do you do with the outs? What do you do with the K prop?
Books are going to have to adjust, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, this kid clearly is good enough to go less than 4 innings and still strike out 7 guys. He did it last night. Mariner strike out quite a bit, but so basically the dugout reporter last night was saying that they're going to continue to pitch him every 5 days, but they're going to have 3 long relievers ready to go.
Yeah.
They're going to try to limit his pitches because he's at a career high in innings, and they want to have him healthy and ready for the playoffs. That's the tentative plan going forward. But so how do books adjust the K prop then with this guy? I guess you probably can't make it too low. You make it like
look at last night, right?
I mean, you make it like 4.5, and you juice it like minus 180 to the over, and the kid goes out there and pitches 3 innings, and he strikes out 6. I mean,
he had 5 in 2 innings. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
So now it becomes a guessing game. But certainly you're right. You can't go too low because he could come in 6 up, 6 down.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's why they call it gambling, I guess.
As his fans, it's unfortunate, though. But you've also seen plenty of arm injuries and what's going on. And
sure.
Jensen Lewis was the first guy to talk about this when we were at the College World Series about just it's violent and what's going on with his delivery.
Sure. And how many, I mean, all these pitchers come in like this now and they're throwing basically 100 miles an hour. And this guy touches it as much as any player. Like going back, I think I saw since like 2020, how many starting pitchers have touched 100 miles an hour. Hunter Green leads with over 140 pitches. This kid's got like 30 plus already, and he's made 5 starts. Mm-hmm. Like he's going to blow away the competition.
All right, see what Palm thinks. That'll be interesting. Your level of concern with the Tigers.
Well, you got to be, I think,
which
right?
I think it was you and Paul mentioned about, hey, it's Skubal, and then who's behind him? So Mize gets lit up yesterday. We know Flaherty's been bad. Mm-hmm. And then they get torched again. They got swept by the Pirates, who had come in. They lost 11-12.
They just got swept by the White Sox.
Yeah. So the Tigers have now lost 9 of 10, and they've been outscored 66-26. And you won 2-1 on Sunday night.
Yeah, and don't forget
That's
again,
the win.
7 of those runs came in one of those games.
Oh, boy. Now, they're going to win the division going away, but it's not that high, but the level of concern come October, I think. I know what they did last year, which was great, but it's like you got to be worried about who you have behind Skubal. Now the bats have gone silent, and what do they do with the deadline coming up?
Mm-hmm. Do you think Cleveland can make it interesting at all? I mean, if there's a team that looks back right now and says, my God, we had a 10-game losing streak like not that long ago, if they would have just gone like 5-5 during that streak, it's not out of the realm of possibility here that Cleveland actually might track down Detroit.
Get it to 4 games, maybe. Make it, that's possible. They're expecting Bieber back, right? So that could happen. But if they're going to continue to play like this, I mean, come on. You get swept by Detroit, by Pittsburgh, and get it handed to you, anything's possible.
And Mitch Keller did give up a 3-run bomb last night, but overall, he was super solid yet again. He is going to go bye-bye at the trade deadline. I mean, I think it's almost like a minor miracle if the Pirates keep him. The season that he is having, again, don't look at record. That means nothing. I think most of you probably know that by this point, but Keller's going to make a nice addition on a team that's going to be a contender. I mean, and by the way, 2 years ago, the guy was really, really good as well. Uh-huh. So if he goes some spot that actually has a decent offense and give him some run support, who knows how big that could be for him.
Right. And I definitely think the Astros are going to be, the Diamondbacks are going to be wheeling and dealing too. That was a good game last night. Valdez was aces again. But as we talked about, the Diamondbacks bullpen's atrocious. High wire act in the bottom of the 9th, but the Astros win.
Yep.
It's 1-0 Arizona in the 2nd, but you keep losing another series like this, and man, whoever gets Suarez, that's a big move. The way he's playing and how many home runs he's hitting, be a huge bat tip for a Seattle or somebody like that.
Baseball is such a long season, Paulie. 6 months regular season plus. How many times do you wake up the next day and say, God, do I regret not making that bet? There were 3 last night. I mean, the under in the Brewers-Mariners game just reeked of a score like that. Didn't touch it. The Astros, we talked about that on the show, minus 115. Didn't make any sense to us. The market was all over Arizona. Didn't bet it.
Right.
And another one, like Cubs run line yesterday, Rich Hill on the mound. Rich Hill, 45 years old, and Matthew Boyd has been phenomenal for the Cubs.
Hill wasn't that bad, but...
No, he was fine.
Yeah.
But the pitching matchup absolutely favored the Cubs, and you figured they were going to get to him at some point and put some runs on the board. Minus 120. Nope, no bet there.
Yeah. I think another one was why was Yamamoto so high? There's another one. He had a rough start. How can he be laying that much? And the Dodgers bullpen is terrible right now.
Awful.
What's happened? So, Twins win that game, beat them 10-7, even though Ohtani goes deep in the 9th. Same thing with the Dodgers, right? I mean, Glasnow's good. What happens with Snell? And then what am I doing from a starting pitching staff? I can't trust Yamamoto. How many guys can I trust here in October? You can outscore everybody?
Ohtani might have to go in game 1 of a playoff series.
Right. And how long does he go? I mean, it's just, I've been very disappointed with Yamamoto this season.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Up next, every NFL team is now actively in training camp. We'll give you some season-long player prop bets with some very strong analysis. You can also get it at vsin.com. Some good prop bets coming up here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board. We're live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Big fan of our first guest today on the program. Known him for a long, long time. He's been betting sports for a long, long time as well. And last year here at Circa and on VSiN on the Friday Football Invitational, what a run. Full season, 7 picks a week for the full year. He went 79, 44, and 3 to take down the title. That's an incredible record. The Iceman, Chuck Edel, joins the program now on the Progressive Guest Line. Good afternoon, Chuck. Thanks for the time. How you been?
Hey, great. Doing great. Good to talk to you guys, and even happy to start talking some football again.
Love having you on the show. Thanks for the time. We appreciate that. Let's start here because contestants last year in the contest were only allowed to use 4 college totals per week out of 7 plays. You told us during the break there would have been weeks where you would have used 7. You prefer to use college totals. But when it comes to win totals, you don't bet many teams with their win totals in college football. In fact, you only have 1 this year. Why is that?
Yeah, and there's a few reasons. There's a lot of guys who bet the season win totals. I always feel like it's a little bit of a gamble. I prefer to go week by week. I have more information on every team week by week. And, I think it's, it's definitely, when you do the season win totals now more than ever, when you have all the nil program and the transfers. I mean, these teams have all new chemistry. So a majority of these teams, and it just makes it pretty tough. You're never sure how the chemistry is going to go and how teams are going to fare with all the new players. And to me personally, it's more of a gamble. But there is guys out there who do well with them, but that's just not my cup of tea for sure.
All right. So the one that you like this year is Air Force. You like them over 5.5. Tell us why.
And first of all, let me stipulate, Air Force doesn't accept transfers and they don't sign nil players, I don't believe. So we know what we're getting here with Air Force, not like some of the other teams where you're not sure what you're getting. But so the Air Force team, as we know, they build up. They start the team, with the freshmen, and they build up and they keep their players. In 2021, this team won 10 games. The next year they won 10 games. 2023 they won 9 games. And last year they just had a depleted team. They only had 2 offensive starters return. They had to replace all 3 running backs and their fullback. And if you know this Air Force system, that's very, very tough to do with bringing inexperienced guys. They run a complicated system. So you got that out of the way. Now this year, they're going to have a much more experienced team. Last year, they actually lost their first 7 games. They did finish strong, though. They won their last 4 games of the season, and they beat some good teams. They beat Fresno. They beat an Oregon State team. They beat Nevada. They beat San Diego State. So the improvement was there. They showed it in the last 4 games. They ran the ball much better. So this year they have 8 offensive starters returning, including most of the offensive line, who also plays a crucial part in that offensive system. They're very deep at running back. They're more experienced at the defense. So the system, this type of team, that gets better and better with the experienced guys, and that's what they have this year. The total's 5.5. Now, it is juiced up a little bit. You're going to have to lay some juice with it, but I did play that one over the 5.5.
All right, very good. The king of NFL preseason. He'll be on with us as well. Coming up, NFL preseason and college totals. Chuck Edel, our guest. NFL now. I'm interested to see what you think about this team. They're ready to put May in the Hall of Fame back in New England. Vrabel as low as 6-1, 7-1 in some spots to win Coach of the Year. How about Patriots win total 8.5? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm always looking to take advantage of the overhyped type stuff, Paulie, and this is one of those teams. I mean, I love Vrabel. He's an excellent coach, but the total on this team is 8.5. He's taken over a really bad roster. In fact, he's turned over like 50% of the roster already. That shows you how bad it was. The last 2 years, New England's won 4 games each year. Their offensive line last year finished 31st in pass block win rate. They did draft offensive lineman Will Campbell in the first round, and they signed a couple of guys this year, a couple of free agents. So we'll see how they do and how they gel together. But that's always a risk with the offensive lineman. There's no sure thing there. And then there's a lot of stock, that's being put into Drake May, like you said. I'm not sold on Drake May. We'll see. See if he can prove me wrong. But boy, he's getting a lot of good publicity, and I don't feel like he's done anything crazy yet. First of all, he has to learn Josh McDaniels' system. Okay. We know Josh McDaniels runs a complicated system. He has struggled with it so far in practices. Josh McDaniels, he's got the name from the Tom Brady, obviously. Look at the other quarterbacks, though, that try to learn Josh McDaniels' system that played under him. Derek Carr had his worst season he ever had under Josh McDaniels. Matt Castle, who knew the system, so he did play decent. He played as Brady's backup there for a while in New England. He knew the system. Then you get Kyle Orton. Sam Bradford was horrible. Cam Newton, horrible. Mac Jones, horrible. So we're counting on, May learning the system and playing well in it. And, he's still a quarterback who most of his success last year came when they were trailing games. It's kind of like the guy who hits the home runs. They're down 8-0. He hit a 3-run homer. Well, yeah, he always does it when they're down 8-0. Doesn't really help. And that's not Drake May's fault because they were always losing games, but a lot of his success came that way. They only won 4 games last year. One of those was against your favorite quarterback, Buffalo, Mitch Trubisky, because they had all the backups in on week 18. So you take that one, and they really have 3 wins. And they're still weak at wide receiver. They do bring in Diggs. That could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing with a young quarterback. I don't think I would have made that move with a young quarterback, but we do know he has talent. The defense will be improved, but it's a tall task. 8.5 wins just seems crazy to me, and I like it to go under 8.5.
Great angle. I love that. That's dynamite analysis as well. Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, the Iceman, Chuck Edel, last year's Friday Night Football Invitational winner here at Circa with a record of 79, 44, and 3. We are kind of butting heads on your final win total here. I bet Vikings over 8.5 with very small limited juice much earlier in the season. It's been moved to 9.5. We can both win this. You like under 9.5. Why is that?
Yeah, let's hope it lands on 9, Mitch. Well, first of all, another, I went under New England. I'm a big Vrabel fan. I'm a big fan of Kevin O'Connell too. Great coach. But the first thing that obviously jumps out at you is an unproven quarterback. So we're not sure yet how they're going to do with J.J. McCarthy. But the main thing that jumps off the page to me, Mitch, is the schedule for this Vikings team. First of all, they play in the Central Division. So they got to play the Bears, who I think are improved this year. They got to play the Bears twice. They got to play Detroit twice. They got to play Green Bay twice. Then you look at their out-of-conference schedule. They play Atlanta. They play the Cincinnati Bengals. They play the Steelers. They play the Super Bowl Eagles. They play the Chargers. They play the Ravens. They play Seattle. They play Washington. The Cowboys, who are kind of down. But that's a tough schedule right there. So you're asking J.J. McCarthy to go in there and beat these experienced powerhouse teams. There's a lot of good teams on that schedule. And I know they have a lot of solid offense around them. I mean, there's no question. They signed some offensive linemen this year. That was one of the problems last year. But they're banged up a little bit. We'll see how they come back. Two of their guys on the offensive line still aren't ready to play here. They're hoping they're going to be ready for the season. There's a chance that Addison, their wide receiver, might be suspended for a couple games. He did plead guilty to a situation that happened, a driving situation. So there's a chance that he could get suspended. The secondary lost half its guys. I think they lost 3 of their top 6 secondary players. And so we'll see. A lot of question marks. You're asking to go, to win, to beat me. You're going to have to win 10 games against that schedule that I just mentioned, and you also have an unproven quarterback. So I thought that it was worth a little juice on the under. I think it was like minus 35. I went under 9.5, minus 35 though.
Very good. Okay. Very good. What about a minute? You're a Chicago guy. What do you think of the Bears and Johnson?
Well, I think they're going to be improved, no question. To use horse racing lingo, a lot of times, like when you're handicapping horse racing, you have some Dumbo jockey in there, and all of a sudden now you put on, a Hall of Fame jockey. Well, there's going to be a big improvement when you take the bad jockey off and you put the good jockey on the horse. I think it's the same thing here. You're talking about horrendous coaching the Chicago Bears had, up and down the coaching staff, and now you're a huge improvement. So already that tells me they're going to improve. They've done a lot of good they've done a lot of good signing of players. I think they're poised for a good season.
Yeah.
Hope you're right.
Yeah. Chuck, that was great. Thanks for the time. We'll catch up during the preseason, okay?
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. He is the reigning Friday Night Football Circa Invitational winner, a record of 79-44-3. That's absurd.
Looking back with the record, too, also at the college totals. Winner. Remember, he had a 20-1 run on our show.
That's right, handful of years ago.
All college totals.
All call every one. And he would come on, by the way, like on Fridays.
Yeah.
Right? Do I have that right? On Friday mornings.
And lines would move, and he'd still say they still think there's value in it.
But yeah, lines would be out for basically the whole week. Yeah. He's coming on Fridays going 20-1.
It's incredible.
God. Win Some, Lose Some is up next. And the more Scotty Scheffler talks, the more I like him.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard here on a Wednesday. How about this? A true treat today as the Maestro joins us for a full hour. Mike Palm is the VP of this great property, the Golden Gate and the D here in Vegas. Good to see you, Mike. How are you today?
I should have done all the cities. Good afternoon, Mitch. Yeah, it was a full throwback. We were going to try it. Good afternoon, Paul. Happy to be with you for an hour.
Okay, so here there's so much to get into. I've been told that we will, I don't know, I'm going to go in fresh. We won't believe what the World Series of Poker tournament director told you recently, and you're a former, I think, long time, can I say, poker room manager?
Well, I was from 98 to 2012.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a pretty long time.
Okay. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Here, my tease was last year, you gleaned some super strong intel on Ashton Genty. And your takeaway was, I'm going to bet him at super long odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, almost pulled it off. I think you had 100-1.
Yeah.
Okay. That stung a little bit. Mountain West Media Days going on recently. What'd you hear?
Mitchie was the favorite with 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
Genty was the favorite when they came out here and played UNLV.
Paulie still thinks he should have won.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is, here's the problem. There's 880 people vote for the Heisman. How many of them people are watching every college game?
Mike.
They watch not enough. Would you? They don't watch every game. So what it becomes is a highlight reel.
Yeah,
Travis Hunter was a human highlight. What did they see? Oh, there's the interception. Oh, there's the end around. Oh, there's the touchdown catch. They didn't see that the Utah second wide receiver beat him 4 times. And I mean, you're right. They don't see that. They saw the highlights. I didn't get anything in about any particular player. A lot of the talk was about San Jose State's conference schedule and how manageable their conference schedule is. And if you were looking to take a shot at San Jose State at 8-1, they got a pretty good shot to make the title game against Boise because of their. I mean, that was the kind of the scuttlebutt I was hearing. I don't know. I mean, we had 3 people. Orgy. Listen, I watched him play. I'm not betting him at 100,000 to 1, let alone 1,000. We had 3 guys, right? That's Mountain West players that are in the Heisman. The running back that replaced Genty Gaines is 1,000 to 1, and then Madsen, the quarterback's 500 to 1. So we couldn't find that diamond in the rough, kind of like we did with Genty last year.
Well, here's the thing. You can bet these teams at certain books just to make the title game.
That's correct.
So is that what you're talking about? Then just bet San Jose State to make it?
Right. And if you don't have that option, you could bet them and then hope Boise isn't a 3-touchdown favorite. Or somebody else gets there, though.
Sure.
Somebody else gets there.
So I think, so they play that Thursday game, whatever the hell it is. They go to South Florida. It's like a 2:30 kickoff, right?
Like last year,
Boise.
they played it,
and then like Paul Stone makes them a 3-touchdown favorite in every game but 1 or 2. It's crazy, Boise's schedule. And then Notre Dame. They play Notre Dame also.
They play at Notre Dame.
Yeah. But other than that, it's
would have been nice last year to play at Notre Dame.
Yes.
Yeah, good call. But I mean, who knows? What's the look-ahead number to that game? Is there a look-ahead number out there to that game? Game of the year? I mean, it can't be that much.
Interesting.
I'll look right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if you win the Mountain West, you have a good shot to be the Group of 5 team, right? I mean, it's attainable. The playoff, we saw it happen last year.
And a big brand. Everyone knows who they are, no doubt. And they hung in there last year as well. Survivor up 38% last year's pace.
Can I correct it to today's number?
Go ahead, yeah.
How about up 52%?
Oh, my God. Come on.
Last year on this day, we hit 2,000. We're over 3,000 now. If you extrapolate these numbers now, you might not be able to be up 50% the last 4 days because you're doing over 1,000 a day. There's capacity issues, right?
Oh, sure.
But if you strictly extrapolate these numbers, Mitch, 2.1 million, 21 million, I mean.
21.
Well, if you go up 52% from 14, you're over 21.
Most people wait till last second.
I think slowly it's becoming a pick'em 20 million in this pool.
It's becoming a pick'em.
I think it's become. I said 18.3 was my over/under. I got to move that to 19 right now.
Oh boy! You know what's so good about this? So smart, Derek. You guys always thinking right to do the summer special, right, and promote the daylights out of that. 2 nights, $400 with the food credit, the beverage credit. Do you want to know how many people we have met in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, who have waited before the show or after the show to say, hey, guys, I came out here in the summer special. I'm signing up for how many ever contests?
We should have made it as simple and all in beyond the glass. Maybe that way. Anyhow, the 1,700 emails conversion rate was low. It's supposed to be a 15-minute interview today. I don't know if you walked by while I was doing this.
I was there, yeah.
Did you talk to those people?
From the BBC?
BBC? I did 45 minutes.
Really?
45 minutes with this crew from the BBC.
And this is all about the contests?
No, not about the contest at all. It was about the rise of sports gambling in America and how it's affected Las Vegas.
Okay, all right.
Specifically, and then there was some side issues and about downtown, how downtown's done and what we were aiming to do here and all this. So it was interesting. She's an Arsenal fan, so I really I didn't have much empathy for her. Arteta, please. But a guy comes up. He was standing there waiting, like right after you were there. And he comes up, shakes my hand. He said, I just want to introduce myself.
Oh, from Toronto.
Another blast. Toronto. Yeah. The guy's from Toronto here for the all-in package, right? And I said, we used to get so many Canadians back in the day, right? Because they all watched your show. It was on nationally there. But he said, yeah, I love this all-in deal, and the numbers just keep going through the roof.
Good call. We miss Canada, no doubt about it. So update your Grandissimo now.
8. We had 2. I want to go back to Survivor. Okay. We did 100 entries on a Tuesday in July yesterday.
Wow.
100 entries. That's more than the whole Westgate College contest so far. But anyhow, on a Tuesday in July before, we'd say, 25, that's a pretty 25. Good day. We did 100. 8 now, 2 more yesterday in the Grandissimo.
Well, are more?
One here and one at Silverton.
Well, you were high before this thing even got underway,
30s,
though.
30s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think proxy services, how many of them are there now, by the way?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you got the Thule Iscos and, some of the offshoot. I think there are 4 or 5 major ones, but if you actually go through everybody's, You could probably find 30 different people that proxy for more than one person.
Here's my prediction then this year. I mean, if you're doing 1,000 a day in the final week leading up to the season, they're going to have to expand. They're going to have to bring more people in for help, or proxy services are going to just bloom out of nowhere and say, okay, I got to do this. I got to help people out because what you said, capacity.
I had one proxy who was running around town and meeting people at different books. Went to the Silverton, went to the Pass, came back here, did one, right? Because, people are all over now. So it's very interesting. The signups up north, even though we didn't do that weekend up in Sparks like we did the last couple of years because it wasn't a big hit, they're still pacing up there as well.
Okay. So. We were in the blackjack tournament here, mid-season all-star break in Major League Baseball. 16 people get invited to it. One person from the VSiN table would advance. Paulie, I got knocked out first. Then I think it was Humans and Paulie. Dave Ross made it from the morning show, so he was in the draft. And everybody who makes it to the draft, they're going to get a future ticket on one team to win the World Series. And it's once that team is selected, boom, you can't take another one. So the highest chip count goes first. The guy who won it, he's awesome. He's had a lot of success recently playing in these tournaments. He took the Yankees first overall.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
That was maybe the biggest surprise of the draft for me. The Yankees go first.
You would have taken who?
I would have taken the Brewers. I still believe in the Brewers, Mitch. I mean, at 22-1, I mean, there's still the market really doesn't believe in the Brewers or the Cubs.
No, they don't.
They're just hanging out there, and I keep looking at this Dodger team and saying there's something wrong here.
I agree.
Davey Roberts is yelling at his assistants. Kershaw goes off on the interviewer after the game. Something's amiss in that clubhouse. Right. It's not just that they're bored with the regular season and winning every day. There's something wrong there.
I think you're right with that.
I know we say it, lad, they didn't have any pitching, but I think there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Well, how much concern now for you personally, because you were recently firing on the Brewers at big numbers to win the National League. After last night, they pulled the Miz after what?
He got hit by a line drive as well.
No, he did.
Yeah, but they have a plan now.
But Pat Murphy's talking about moving him to the bullpen, and it's really funny. Because I was on with Jensen and Dave yesterday because we made the big announcement about the book opening in Kentucky and Dave Ross is moving to White House, Tennessee. Jensen Lewis said he suspects that they moved the kid to the bullpen.
No.
He said that on air yesterday. I think there's a very real chance to keep his arm fresh for the playoffs. You move him to the bullpen in September. Well, this is September. It looks like they're going to start limiting the innings now. I don't want to get overconfident. I mean, are they going to go out and get Edwin Cabrera? Are they going to go out and get, one of the Diamondbacks pitchers that might be available?
I wouldn't want. I don't want Gallen.
I don't want Gallen.
No, you don't want him.
Well, how about this though? Can you smell a Strasburg coming? Oh, we'll wait. We don't need him for the playoffs. Well, he's got a long.
They can't do that. They can't do the shut him down the first week of September and not even pitch him in the playoffs. But they won't do that to the kid.
I think we all said the same thing with Strasburg.
Is there any shot this ruins our Rookie of the Year tickets?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's
if he's only
that's
does
a little bit
innings.
Bigger concern for me.
If he only goes 3 innings.
that already.
Yeah.
Right now, all of a sudden, he's on a pitch count.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what? I'm going to start digging into that tonight.
Yeah.
And looking for this Baldwin kid's awesome for the Braves.
Burns lost. He had 10 Ks last night.
10 yeah.
Dominate, but they didn't win. But
no. Good note from our buddy Kevin Rogers.
Oh.
The Reds are 0-4-1 in the last 5 games, first 5 when Burns takes the hill.
Not good.
No.
Not
and you're
good.
probably getting some, like last night, you were getting some pretty nice plus money on that.
Sure, because they're playing the Nats. Meanwhile, the steam play today was Lodolo, and that was right. He pitched great.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. That was a big ticket that came in. If you had him, 8 Ks and Melton, 7+, like 32-1.
Oh, is that right?
That paid. But they needed that game. They couldn't get swept by the Nats. Had to have that one.
The Nats, you see this?
Boy.
We're going to do this a little bit later on. Jeff Passan wrote a story today at ESPN.com. For every team, are they going to be sellers or buyers? We're talking about Mackenzie Gore potentially getting shipped from Washington now.
Well, they can't be buyers.
No, of course not. No, they'd be one of the sellers. But Gore? You want to get rid of him already? That can't happen.
Yeah. Are the Twins really going to give up Ryan? I keep hearing Ryan's going to be on the market.
Anything's possible with that organization.
We'll continue with the Maestro up next. Paulie's been fired up for a couple of weeks now over this. Mike managed poker rooms for a long time. You won't believe what the World Series of Poker tournament director told Mike. That's next.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. It is Follow the Money. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard here. Coming up this hour in 15 minutes, we'll dive into the remaining games on today's Major League Baseball schedule. Bottom of the hour, you're going to hear from Maryland football coach Mike Locksley. Made national news this week talking about the NIL. Some tremendous perspective here on how difficult it is for some of these programs across the country. Here, we head out to the Progressive Guest Line a day late because it's in travel. But our buddy, longtime friend of the show, Jeff Seeley, joins the program now. You can follow him on X. He is at Cupmaker Jeff. We'll get into the 3M Open this week in the Twin Cities with some best bets. Jeff, good afternoon, pal. Thanks for the time. How are you today?
I'm great, Mitch. And before we get into it, I've never been to Madison, Wisconsin. I know there are plenty of people from Wisconsin who listen to this. So let me know any recommendations in Madison this week, everyone.
Oh, my God. Just walk down State Street for a couple of days, and you can't go wrong. I went to broadcasting school there. Too bad I got out before I was 21 years old, but still had a lot of fun. Unbelievable college town. Unbelievable college town. So
that's what I hear.
Yeah, you'll have a great time. Okay, how are you approaching it this week? Gotterup has been phenomenal, man. Tip your cap to this guy.
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything with him?
So honestly, guys, what's really interesting on DraftKings this week is the winner without market has Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns, Maverick McNeely, Chris Gotterup, and Max Greiserman all taken out. So, we're in a scenario where like Jake Knapp's the second favorite in the winner without market now. So I actually like Sam Burns a little better than Gotterup this week. I ran 5 different models, and Burns is the only guy that graded out in top 10 in all 5 models. He does have 2 top 12 finishes here, comes in with solid iron play and always elite putting. So I do like Sam Burns over Gotterup this week in the regular markets. But yeah, there's definitely some really good opportunities in the winner without markets, and we'll talk about a couple of those.
Is it going to be a birdie fest?
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be birdies. I think it's going to be the scenario where you're going to have a lot of birdies, but you're going to have plenty of doubles too, because there's water on 15 holes. So you're going to have some guys who are going to blow up and shoot a 79, and other guys who are going to shoot a 64. That's the fun of this tournament, is the wild swings, and you can have a guy who has a great round and then shoots a 73 the next day. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. But guys, one guy we always know who is good in birdie fest, certainly in the first round leader markets, is Keith Mitchell. And if his putter gets hot like it has twice here before, he's 40-1 in the winner without market. And he, in 2 times of playing here, one year he gained 6 strokes putting, another year he gained 7 strokes putting. So if he can hit with his ball striking at all, which has been very good lately, he will definitely be inside the top 5 and very, very live in the winner without market. So again, ball striking has been very solid throughout the year. Around the green has really hurt him this year, and I don't worry about that here. So I think he's a tremendous play, and definitely somebody you want to bet in the first round leader market.
Okay. How about in the 50-1 range? Keep going. 2 more guys, winner without.
Yeah, 2 guys. So these are actually in the regular market price-wise. Cam Champ and Grillo are both 50-1 in regular, 40 in the winner without. I'll be the first to admit I've slept a little on Cam Champ this year, probably because he hasn't played a huge schedule, but he's always been able to crush the ball, won this event in 2021, and he comes in playing what's his best stretch of golf in over 5 years. 4 top 20s in his last 5 events, and the one that he didn't finish top 20 was 27th for the John Deere, where he still gained strokes across the board, not losing in a single category. So the combination of course history and current form make Champ a really easy selection this week. And then my favorite play of the week, we're going to go back to the well on our guy Grillo, 50-1, 40-1 in the winner without. He's the only guy. He actually graded out better than Sam Burns in all my models this week. 2 top 5s and a top 10 here. Add that to the fact that he's playing his best stretch of golf in several years with a top 25 in 6 of his last 9, including a runner-up. We saw he lost in the playoff at the John Deere. We had him a few weeks ago. So going back to the well with Grillo at 40 or 50-1, depending on the market you're going to play.
All right, very good. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Jeff Seeley, talking about the 3M in the Twin Cities on the PGA Tour this week. It begins tomorrow, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. Let's dig a little bit deeper then. Some bombs that you like, beginning in the, I would say, 80-1 range.
Yeah, so Kevin Roy, 80-1 in the outright market. Going to be a little less than the 60 in the winner without. Has 7 top 20 finishes in 2025, which is half of his starts this year. So again, the first bet I made was Kevin Roy, top 20 at plus 275. Graded out number 1 in one of the models that I built this week when I included some bogey avoidance and recent iron play, which makes sense when you realize that he's gained an average of 4.5 shots on approach over his last 4 events. Love his current form. Finished 18th at the Canadian Open, 8th at the Rocket Mortgage, 3rd at the John Deere, leading us to maybe a win this week. I mean, again, especially in the winner without market, I think he's definitely worth a shot at 60-1. I'm going to have some first-round leader on him. And my one of my longtime favorites, Doug the Gim Reaper, 80-1, back on the card this week, largely due to the fact that he grades out number 12 overall for me and does have solid course history here. Elite ball striker the past 2 weeks, somehow lost 6 strokes putting at the John Deere. No, he's not a good putter, but 6 strokes is pathetic. He did gain 2.5 strokes putting at the Rocket Mortgage, so we know he does have some recent putting form. This is definitely a boom-bust play, a first-round leader type play, similar to Mitchell in that regard. But he should be one of your first clicks with that first-round leader market. And if he putts at all, the Gim Reaper can compete for a top 5 or top 10.
Wasn't there an event like in recent weeks when you tipped off the Gim Reaper and he did in fact lead the first round? Didn't Ozzy have him?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a multi-way tie.
Was he? Okay. Okay. So by the way, as you were talking about Keith Mitchell for first round, I looked up a couple of things. You might be able to find better. I found him first round leader at 60-1. Is that a big enough number for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, considering, he's 40-1 to winner without market. So yeah, I think for sure 61 is plenty big enough. I mean, this isn't a super talented field. And Keith Mitchell, we know that guy can run hotter than the sun in the first round.
Sure he can.
He's instant first round leader play for sure.
So then how about this? Top 5 first round, Keith Mitchell, 10-1?
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. I don't see him 10. End of round top 5. I'm looking on DraftKings right now. Sorry. He's must be longer than that on DraftKings. I see Griot at 14. I see Cam Champ at 12. Keith Mitchell, 14-1 on DraftKings, end of the first round, top 5.
Okay,
I'm way in on that.
That's
Love
awesome.
That.
So then you're going to be able to find a better number on DraftKings probably here as well. I found first round top 10 Keith Mitchell at 5-1. You might be able to find plus 750 then in that range.
Yeah, let's see.
Or 7-1.
Probably the case. He's plus 650 on DraftKings, end around top 10. That's a great bet. That's a terrific bet.
Very good. Anything else on the card this week?
No, that's it for now, guys. I'll do some matchups here later on the week as the weekend progresses. But I think if you guys tickets on these guys this week, I feel like this is going to be a really good week. I think we're going to find a winner.
Very good. Thanks, pal. Best of luck.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.
There you go. As always, follow him on X at Cupmaker Jeff, and he was on the Progressive guest line. All right. Yeah, Mitchell was on that tear this year for the first round leader.
Condolences with Koepka, too. His buddy. It appears it's over. He was awful at the Open Championship.
Oh, what was that? We should ask about that. He made that bet years ago on how many career majors he's going to win.
I think he needs 2 more.
They made it at 7.5, I think.
By the age of 50 or 40 or 50?
Oh,
it was? Yeah.
That's not happening, man. Damn. How many do you think Scheffler can get to? Can he get to 10?
See, the start is similar to Tiger, what he's done and how many tour wins and majors.
I think some people.
I know we did this with Rory though too, when Rory was rattling him off
sure.
I think Scheffler's a different animal. I think that's in play. Yeah.
Like if you had to make a number on it, you'd probably make it 9.5, 10.5 for his career. I know people that are listening or watching the show right now are like, he's got 4 already. Of course he's going to get to 10. I don't know. Some of these young guys that are coming up right now, there might be another Scotty Scheffler down the road in like 2 years. You don't know.
Yeah.
And again, we played that clip earlier. He loves going to the Chipotle by his house that nobody recognizes him at. He won't give that location away. If he goes to the one by SMU campus, he can't get his mail. So they'll hound him in there. So like winning all these tournaments does nothing for him. At some point I could see like a Barry Sanders coming. My passion for the game is no longer big enough for me to actually go out there and play. I hope not. Guy's awesome. Also, like, how many would he have if LIV was never created? And all of those elite golfers stayed on the PGA Tour. Because some of those guys, I mean, Koepka being one of them.
Out, I know, yeah.
They just are like, okay.
It certainly ruined DJ.
Oh,
that's
my
another
God.
one, too, yeah.
People forget about this, by the way. Go back and look at Dustin Johnson's year that he had in the pandemic. He was otherworldly. That's 5 years ago. Completely fell on his face since.
What's going on with Morikawa?
Another good call.
He's been awful.
Yeah. Yeah, and people wanted nothing to do with him at the Open. I was staring at 40 to 1. I was like, 40 to 1? That's a huge number on him. Thank God I didn't bet it because they had no chance, but like 40 to 1 looked appealing. Going to have to like reevaluate things, I think, on him moving forward too. So, all right, we have the Dodgers took the lead, by the way, against the Twins. So they're now up 2-1. That's in the top of the 8th, but look at this now. Glasnow with 12 Ks today, leaves the game. Yates comes in. Nobody out.
So bad.
Runners on first and second.
This bullpen's been atrocious. And Houston just regained the lead. This Arizona bullpen's so bad too.
Yep. The Twins are plus 145 to come back and win the game right now against this Dodgers bullpen. We'll discuss tonight's card in Major League Baseball, coming up with some player props. And Jeff Passan shared deadline day intel for every Major League Baseball team. We'll go over some of the potential deals that would be massive next.